Hey, what is going on, everyone? We are live. We are here. It is that time of the year. That is right. Sunday night wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I say no more. I cannot say anymore on what tonight's episode gonna be given, honey. But I tell you one thing, it's gonna be a lot. Stick around throughout this whole hour, or hopefully less than. Um, but we're gonna be diving into all the topics that's on the headline here, all about Ryback, all about the guy of the hour here. And normally when stuff like this happens, like, it's important to break the news, but I do things in increments here because, so much tea to get. So for those that have been following on Insta, you guys got the tea early. And yeah, this is the person we're talking about tonight. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and just in a bit, we're going live on Instagram. Yeah, guys, we are everywhere here. DTA Podcast. Once again, Sunday Night Wrestling. And yeah, so tonight, again, we are talking about it all. I'm throwing the Facebook post in the group chat, getting everyone alert and going. This is an interesting conversation, and I think it's important that we all take the time to break this all down. And yeah, so once again, guys, this is DTA Podcast bringing you Sunday Night Wrestling, hashtag Wrestle Gossip Edition, exclusively presented by DTA Podcast. We have so much tea to give here regarding this. We have articles to break down. We also have exclusive clip from Ryback himself talking about what happened with him and Triple H, that is, and all that and so much more, including also what Ryback had to say about AEW. Yeah, so this is gonna be interesting, guys. I'm sharing it to all the groups. And yeah, I think. Wait, hold on. Okay, I may have a few more groups to share it in, but you know what? I think that's enough. Well, actually, you know what? Right here, that one. This one definitely got to go in. So, guys, yeah. So, without further ado, let's get to the show. Whew. All right. So we are here. We are live once again, guys. Welcome to Sunday Night Wrestling. I'm your host here, Peter Parker. Oh man, so much going on. So much to say. Shout out to free music for the Sunday Night Wrestling theme song. Just so much to get to, guys. But as I said in the opening, this is about one man only. Real quick, hold on, let me get this link here. And I just want to say, when all this hit my desk, it was something that, especially the most viral one about the tweet that this guy right here, Ryback, decided to say, and he opened his mouth and basically got the internet going. And yeah, so this is the guy we're talking about tonight. Once again, guys, we are live everywhere, on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and also going live on Instagram. So yeah, this is Wrestling Gossip, hashtag Sunday Night Wrestling, hashtag Wrestle Gossip Edition. A lot of hashtags there, but mouthful. But yes, guys, so we're gonna be talking about all our going in with this. Let me make sure that I um get on Insta to let everyone know before we get to the other stuff. So Whew, I think I did all the sharing. Let me just put it up in the Discord or two. And yeah, so as you guys know, I am always producing live when we're filming because that is what I do. Oh, this is a cool picture. Oh wow, cool picture of Seth Rollins. Listen, if you guys not a part of Discord, like I recommend, um, yeah, I recommend you guys do so. It's a pretty cool space for communities. Um, I'm a part of a bunch of fun groups there. So yeah, guys. So as the headline says, we are talking about it. The one man who is causing more drama away than he has when he was actually in the company. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. So that being the one and only Rye back. You guys want to share your thoughts and whatnot? You can tweet us at DTA Podcast. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, that is, um, you guys could support the channel at buymeacoffee.com/DTA podcast. We'll be dropping some great exclusives coming soon, including a special couple of projects that we're working on. One that's titled Pro Wrestling in the Pandemic, and another one that we're doing. I don't know what exactly to call it, but let's just say that I'm going to be diving into a lot of the you know, how do I say? Let's just call it wrestle politics. Yeah, there's a lot going on in that sector. There's a lot of nuts out there. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And yeah, like I kept, can I just say, because I happen to see um, uh, about hold on, let me just move this out the way because right now, right back, hold on, we're gonna come back to you. So I found out, everyone's been watching this crazy story about what's her face, Tammy Sitch, and AKA Sunny, for those that do not remember her, name. Um and I don't know. Like I don't know how exactly to feel about what happened to her. For those, let me see if I can pull up the damn picture. Um, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. For those who do not know about, her name has been synonymous with a lot of uh, let's just say drama. And this time she is actually in some really bad stuff right now. And let me damn pull up her name. Yeah. So for those who don't know, her name, she went by the name of Sunny, in WWE, and as of lately, she basically was investigated, for a hit and run, a fatal, hit and run, and I don't even know what to say to that. Like I'm gonna post a picture right now, but I don't even know what to say to someone like that who, she obviously lived her life recklessly, and from the moment that I remember from her selling her WWE ring, a Hall of Fame ring, whatever that means. And she she decided to sell it, and that was a big bullseye for me because I was like, okay, well, I mean, one, what's the value of it, and two, like, what's really going on? Like, why would she? But you gotta remember, like, wrestlers, unfortunately, they don't, unless they're set up for success, they don't necessarily find success. If you get what I'm saying. So, Sunny, aka Tammy, said she has, as I mentioned, the latest story was that she was being charged for a deadly hit and run. And she kept, obviously driving the car. They found the car, put the, two and two together, and yeah. So that was from 411 Mania. I saw that story, but it's just overall really sad on the state of professional wrestling right now. And to have someone like that once again who is, and this wasn't even a story, like this is more about right act, but just saying, like, because this is something that I'm sure we're all talking about and conversing at some point, like, and I just wanted to, not act like, uh, not that she's an important story, but it's just something to talk about because this is wrestle gossip. So even though death is nothing to gossip about, but you get what I'm saying. And yeah, so Tammy Stitch, I don't know what's next, but she certainly ain't getting be freed anytime soon. So uh, you reap what you sow, girl. But I hope that she gets the help that she needs to be a better person. But anywho, guys, let's get back to the story here. This is hashtag Wrestle Gossip Sunday Night Wrestling Edition, and we are talking about it tonight. And it's again right back. I don't know what to say about this guy. First of all, I'm sitting there like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, but it's like what is there to say? Because he makes himself the troll. Like basically, he makes himself the biggest internet troll. And I honestly, my opinion, he's okay with it. Once you see the clips that I got, he's okay. He's okay with it. And okay, so yeah, so let me chat with me. So yeah, all right. So let's cut the crap, okay? Let's cut the crap and let's get to what happened. All right. Shout out to everyone tuning in right now on the DTA podcast. All of our situations going on. We're about to go live on Insta. I'm just rambling, trying to kill some time while I take care of this in the background. So yeah, so let me just segue into the situation. And how funny. I just shared this thing and with the last picture it says it's so yeah, once again we're talking about right back. We're 13 minutes into this Bessie show. And yeah, so I want to say this is what I think kicked off everything. And yeah, but first, before we get into all of that, I want you guys to take a look on what you have missed. In case you missed last week's episode of Wrestle Gossip, it was hot and it was very, very interesting, and we spoke about what had happened in the world of professional wrestling, dealing with two wrestlers, to believe it or not, who is going. Well, one of them came out and publicly and stated some domestic abuse, and that was from the former WWE superstar Nash Carter and his wife. And in case you missed it, take a look. Clip courtesy of Wrestle Gossip. Yes. So we are back. That was what happened last week. And we don't know what's next for MSK. And this is the interesting part about when people do get fired. What happens next, and I was talking to my co-host, Suplex City Diva, that is AKA Miss Mania. It's funny, I see everyone with the Mania thing, but I guess they're gonna be one. That's up to her. She gotta fight the girls for it. But Miss Mania, shout out to you, Miss Mania. I want everyone to take time to go wish her happy birthday. Suplex City. You can wish her at Twitter at Suplex Diva 101. And yeah, actually it's right down there on the lower third there. You guys can see. Yeah, so I'm also at EJP CEO Corner if you guys want to follow me, Peter Parker, that is. And you can make sure to follow us at DK Podcast. But yeah, so it's been very interesting, a lot going on with this story here, but so as I said, wrestling gossip has been hot this past couple of weeks, and I did the whole domestic dispute situation, and it is a very serious topic. So I hope that for people that do watch it back and see the humility I gave it, and there was some lighthearted moments, some real moments too. I spoke about my own situation, and I also kind of broke down at the end of the episode. I'm still dealing with that. That never happened before. But when you do things live, a bunch of emotions coming out. And speaking of live, yeah, let's get right to it, guys. Let's get right to it. Let's not play no more games here. And let's get to the tea. So, let me start with this right here. So basically, let's start with what had happened on about the week before Mania, or the week of Mania, if you will. And news broke about the one and only Triple H, who decided to make a huge announcement. And let's take a listen.
Great of an executive as you are, you're also a great champion. What does the future hold for Triple H right now? That's what people want to know.
Yeah.
What do you say to them when asked that question?
Well, for me, as far as in-ring, which I get a lot, I'm done.
You'll never fight.
I won't. No, I would never wrestle again. First of all, I have a defibrillator in my chest, which probably not a good idea for me to get zapped on live TV.
How about?
Yeah. So, as he said, he had the defibrillator in his chest. And it was very tough to hear and listen to, because these wrestlers are real people at the end of the day, and you want the best for these wrestlers. And sometimes they get caught in the sauce, if you will. Yeah. So here's what I want to say. Because with that information that started that, then was the viral tweet situation. And we're gonna pick that up on the flip side, but I just want to add to nuance and a little context to the situation here. And I can't speak for Ryback. All I can do is respond to what he allegedly said. Well, not allegedly, he said it, but I guess what he is basically claiming and stating. So Triple H said what he said, and then out of nowhere, Ryback came out with his tweet, and it just all went left from there. And and so I thought everything was over. I thought everything. I was like, okay, he said what he said. Let's move on. And then I did see all the backlash and all the nonsense, if you will, from everyone that when I say nonsense, but the backlash, let's just call it, because I'm not going to say that because the feelings were justified. Well, some, and but Ryback decided to not no chill. So and again, as I said earlier, I think he's okay with that. And I'll explain that a little later on. But so Triple H said what he said. And then Ryback went on to say what he said, and from there it just got real, word for word, if you will, and I don't know who wins there when that type of stuff happened, but all I have to say is that who cares what Ryback has to say, to be honest with you, but it is gossip for the social media world, and here we are. So he went and said that, and then Triple H, and then Ryback went and responded. Here is first half of the clip of what he said, and then we'll talk about that on the flip side and dive into start to unpackage some things, including why he left WWE, what had happened between them, and also I have an exclusive clip from DTA Podcast, my podcast actually, that we did years before we started doing live streaming and video content and whatnot. and we did the podcast, the audio form, and I got some news on the return of that. But while we did the podcast a few years ago, there was a viral clip that went around, and it's so funny because the clip is no longer on the internet, or YouTube, that is. But luckily, we have every archive of our recordings, so you guys are gonna hear an exclusive clip from a YouTube. I think it was Wrestle Hub, if I'm not mistaken. But they took it down, or was it? I think it was Wrestle. I'm not sure. Anywho, I got to dig in the doc for that episode, about in like 2019. But anyway, so during the episode, there was we spoke about, it was around the time when John Oliver called out WWE, and for steroids, and brought that whole situation up, and just connected it to how even now nothing has changed, and the treatment of wrestlers, et cetera, et cetera. When you guys remember that whole big story, and it was around time Ryback opened his mouth and said some things, and let's just say he alluded to something that was not so pretty. And to this day, I believe him. So, with that being said, guys, we heard what Triple H said. Let's take a listen to what Ryback said. And again, this is courtesy of Wrestle Gossip.
Very big on being honest and transparent. And again, when the Hart incident happened, if you go back and look at my Twitter, I put out a nice message with that, and he was all right, luckily. And I don't know the details of anything other than, he's alive and doing better than he was, right? But it's you got to understand that I'm honest, and it's nothing. I've already told him that to his face.
Yes, so we are back, and that was the tea for what Ryback said, part one of what he said. And yeah, let me make sure and click this thing here. Let everyone know that we are officially live. Let me enable comments in here. Yeah, so let's do it. We're live on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff. Yeah. Let me just double check, because sometimes this thing be acting up. Wait, why is it not showing? Okay, well, yeah, I am live. So, all right. So there you go, guys. That was the clip of Ryback. I'm sorry, multitask here. Ryback, and yeah. So where do we go from here? He decided to say what he wanted to say. What he felt was the right thing to say in the moment, I guess. And yeah, I personally think that, wow. Wait, Roman Reigns, what? Hold on. What is this? Roman Reigns breaks a character Saturday night. To say what? That's interesting. Anywho, so yeah, so no, it's not. Why am I not? What? Okay, yeah, it's not live. So I don't know, guys. Thought I was live. I don't know what the hell happened with the signal. But anywho, so yeah, well, we're live here on everywhere else. I don't know exactly what happened to the Instagram. Yeah, something is not. It's not. It's a no for me. It's a no. Yeah, let me just cancel this. Cancel it. Whatever. So yeah, and that's what Ryback had to say, part one. And I guess I'll try it again. But so yeah, so here we are. here we are. We're here, and back decided to speak some shit, and now we're back at square one. And as I mentioned, the latest is that he's responding. You heard his response part of it, and so we're gonna dive into that. But yeah, so I just feel like before we get into the him and Triple H situation, because there's a lot to unpack there. We've heard these stories before. We've heard the whole scenario of they were unhappy and so forth and so forth. But I think this goes deeper. Deeper than what some people may understand. Because once again, and as I always say, when we're over here talking about these wrestlers and what exactly they do, whatnot, like inside or outside of the ring, it's very interesting that that we're not interesting. It's very imperative that we speak truth to power and not necessarily try to muddy the water any more than it is with these situations. Because sometimes fans, I put myself included, sometimes we can jump the gun. And a lot of times, these wrestlers they don't see eye to eye with the management. But I think again with Ryback, I think it went deeper because again, once you hear the clip that I got a little later on the show, it's very personal with him because your body's affected from this and stuff. And at the same time, there's some situations that happen backstage that Ryback just for some reason can't get over. And you know what? Like I said, we're not there. So for one, I understand it, and it may seem like a lot for people to comprehend and feel like, well, he's just hating, he's this, he's that. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I believe it's all of that. But at the same time, what does that have to do with the fact that there's a real issue here with him and in WWE, like a lot of wrestlers, like I said, I just think it went from there, it snowballed. And yeah, so let's get to the so I'm yeah, okay, so Triple H tweet, right? And Ryback, what he said, for those that do not know what Ryback said, let me pull that up right now. And so yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna start this from way back, and then we're gonna we're gonna start from the tweet, and then we're gonna go back and come back and into the right present time and all that. So just bear with me here. So yeah, so Ryback put the tweet out, and as you guys saw with the tweet, he basically was saying, about his feelings towards Triple H and how you're the biggest disappointment, da 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 da, and I mean, again, that's how he felt, and we can't be upset about it. We just gotta accept it, and listen, for those that sit there trying to defend Triple H like he's some saint, please don't. Again, this has nothing to do with us, even though we're in the, wrestle stratosphere, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, this is strictly a situation between Ryback and this company. And, we as society, culture, whatever you want to call it, we have to find a way to control our anger or emotions, whatever it is that's going on, to feel like we have the right to go and say something in this situation when we don't. Yeah, say what you want. I mean, social media, but at the same time, does it really matter? And is your point really going to get across when these people really don't know who you are? And at the end of the day, again, they're the star, they're the celebrity in a sense. We deem wrestlers as celebrities. We make them celebrities actually. And when it gets to the point when the drama kind of outweighs moment, if you will, things get murky. And there you go, guys, with the tweet right there. You ended up being the biggest disappointment for me personally from loving you growing up, but I wish you well retirement and future good health. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything more to say there. But that is, what he said, and that kicked off the whole, shabam. Uh, and yeah, so um, damn, I wish I would be on Instagram because I was doing this whole thing on Instagram and trying to get everyone excited. But anyway, I'm live here. We are live here everywhere but Instagram. I opened my mouth too soon. Let's try again before the end of the show. But yeah, guys, this is Sunday Night Wrestling. Yeah, so Ryback said this. It blew up Twitter. Triple H. This is after we just played the Triple H video in part one. Don't worry, guys. I got part two coming up. There's so much more here. I even have a special ending. But anyway, so and like I said, also have the clip coming up about Ryback speaking about steroids in WWE. Yeah, so it's going down. Like I dig through everything, all the votes that I can get, and via DTA podcast and all of this craziness. So I made sure that I'm not gonna let you guys down tonight. Like I said, we're gonna talk about what happened. I mean, we're getting to it now, but we're gonna break into the stories here that break down what happened specifically with Ryback and WWE before the exit, after the exit. I have an enormous amount of clips. So just stick with me, guys. About another good 45 minutes of show. So, all right. So shout out to who the hell is this here? The Sport Rush for this story. So as I said, I'm put the tweet back up here, and right back, after this tweet, he responded. But we're gonna dive into this tweet here and this story here. So Triple H recently announced his retirement from the ring. 14-time world champion suffered a cardiac issue last September. The decision to walk away from the ring as a result of it. His last TV match was back in 2019 against Randy Orton at WWE Super Showdown. Speaking to Stephen A. Smith, he mentioned, as you guys saw in the clip, he won't ever wrestle again. He has defibrillator in his heart, and he don't want to take a chance of getting zapped on television. Ryback tweeted, "You ended up being the biggest disappointment of my career." And it goes on here. It says, "While this is true, many wrestlers who have worked with Triple H anywhere between the 1990s and 2010s have faced issues with the wrestler. However, this was not an appropriate moment to speak on the issues as such." And I'm gonna pause right there because once again, this is between Ryback and this company, and I don't really know if that like, listen, when people on social media specifically, or just the person in this article right here, saying those things, like I get it, trust me, I get it, but at the same time, we are not in this situation with Ryback and Triple H. Like, we don't know what exactly went down. All we know is that he was clearly still pissed off to say what he said. And he did get a lot of clapback, and read some tweets here. What an incredibly insensitive thing to tweet. Says here, what an incredibly sensitive thing insensitive thing to tweet. There's such a thing as taking a high road and not making every unfortunate situation about yourself. Can only hope one day you learn how to do that. From Jim Parsons at Talking Raw. And I see that a tweet here that I actually have later on in the show. Someone says, "What a strange thing to tweet." Mike, a flash of arrows, says, "So why even tweet that of all days?" Yeah, says Jim Leahy. So it goes on and on and on. And rightfully so. People were pissed off. And like I said, I just feel that when it comes to situations like this, again, I mean, you guys feel a certain way, you guys come chat in our inbox. Once again, we are live streaming everywhere but Instagram. Unfortunately, things work out for Insta, but we are live: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, You guys can hop in the comments. You got chat. You could chat. I mean, you got a question. You could chat with me. Disagree. Let me know. But I just feel that once again, like we are not in the same room with these wrestlers. We are not. We are not wrestlers. Okay. Like, I mean, I don't know how else to even explain it anymore than saying that we are not wrestlers. We don't know what goes on backstage. All we know is that they come out to entertain us with their baby oil and looking right and right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. But other than that, we don't know. So, but what we do know is that there's problems, and when there's problems, things tend to combust. And I just think that Ryback, has a lot of issues, not just with Triple H, but he even have issues with Vinny Mac. And this spreads deep. And one of the things that I want to talk about a little later is about the situation with Ryback, and how this story came to be, in a sense. And see if I can pull this up here. I don't want to touch that. Okay, there we go. No, but I definitely feel like, listen, we know everyone that left WWE that still have issues with this company. And so I don't think that is anything new. But I think that I don't know if WWE is ready to deal with this, in a sense. Like, and I don't think they care, to be honest with you, because if they did, they would be fighting for their wrestlers. Like, I just think it's interesting. Like, and they do fight for certain ones, and that's the problem. Like, some people there, they want to be. Listen, it's nothing wrong for Ryback wanting to be top talent. And it's so interesting that I use that term because there's a story that we're going to speak about later about how he was top talent and then he wasn't. But like I said, I believe that he's okay with that. But there are a lot of issues between Ryback and this company. But specifically, the issues would lie between two people, and that is literally Vince and Hunter. And those are the people that directly. Isn't it funny? No one ever deals with Stephanie. Isn't that funny? Well, I'll just leave it there. But so yeah, these are the people he has issues with. So he is, saying what he got to say and not holding his tongue. But let's get to this next story here about and I don't even know what to say to this. Wait. Okay. All right. Wait. Nope, that wasn't it. All right. So yeah, we're gonna get to this next story here. And this story says here. Well, first of all, this one here came. I'm gonna start with this one. So, former WWE star says Vince and Triple H have forced him to pay $200,000 in legal battle for his name. So again, this goes deeper than just a tweet. This goes further than just what we see on the surface, and that's my whole point of what I'm trying to say. Like, we need to take that into consideration. And real quick, it goes here, and this article came out February 2020. Former superstar, WWE superstar Ryback wants to move from the legal fight over the right to his name. In a Twitter post, Messy Ryback asked WWE Vince McMahon and Triple H to let the trademark go since he says it was not created by them. He says WWE trying to make him spend nearly $200,000 to keep the name, a move that he calls petty. And the full tweet says here, publicly asking at WWE, at Vince McMahon, at Triple H to let Ryback trademark go. It wasn't created by them, and trying to make someone spend nearly $200,000 to keep their legal name and brand is petty and unnecessary. Please move on and erase me from your history of programming. And it goes on and says they're doing in December of I guess of the year before, 2019. Ryback spoke to Chris Van Vliet, I think I spelled Vliet. I hate that damn last name because I get so tied with it. Chris Van Vliet. There you go. He says they spoke with Ryback. He says WWE refiled for the name on the final day before he was set to get it. See what I'm saying? So it's like, there you go. So it's like, and it also says Mark Carrano sent a message a couple months ago and he believes it still would take him 12 to 18 months to get the rights. And this is so interesting because there was a story a while ago about before Keith Lee and Mia Yim got, now that they're married, they both, was fighting for their rights of their name. And it's so interesting. And I said it on an old episode of DTA Podcast. I'm going to say it again. Wrestlers, fight for your name. Fight for your name. Your IP is what you have, is what you own when you leave, when you die. That's your name. That is your brand. Own it. Own it. And the more that start to do that, the more will not only will start coming in with their shit corrected. They won't be giving their whole life up to this company that does that. And some may say it's fair, and some clearly it's not. But I guess fair in the sense that they signed a contract that they were desperate to sign because they wanted to be wrestling famous. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, guys, there's a lot to unpack there. But another story that I want to share here is this one of what Ryback had to say about Triple H, but this is years ago. And this one was basically, 2 words. And it ain't, you know what. And this one, shout out the first story. Shout out to that was Wrestling News Co. This story here, shout out to Still Real to Us for this story here. But so yeah, so again, the 2 words, the 2 special words. Someone guess what it is. And no, it's not DX. Okay, it's something totally different. But the 2 words that Ryback said here to that guy Triple H was and this is in 2019. Look, we're going back. As I said, you guys, we're gonna take you back, and then we're gonna bring you forward. That's what we do here. We dive into the teeth. So shout out to Still Real to Us. And Josh Foster for this story. And this goes back 2019. The headline says here, Ryback to Triple H, F you. F you. And so we go here and it says, it's been a few years since Ryback parted ways with WWE. He's never shy when it comes to talking about his run with the world's biggest wrestling company, clearly before AEW. As the brand exploded. He also shared the story of his own claim that Triple H told him that he wasn't allowed to be on the cover of the magazine. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, there we go. Current stars. WWE superstar Mandy Rose recently landed on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, and the big guy decided to congratulate her. He also shared the story of his own, claiming that Triple H wasn't allowing him to be on the cover. The former Intercontinental Champion took a shot at Triple H when he posted the following tweet: F you. I use your insecurities as fuel to succeed. Wow. So I think I remember this tweet. See, and it's interesting, and that's what I'm saying, guys. We are not backstage. So the Ryback wants to play on the cover, and they're saying no, but you give it to her, and of course that's going to cause friction. Of course. But it makes sense on why he said F you there and why he said what he said in his first clip. And you know what? Just because, I'm going to play it again. And then we're going to take a quick break and then come back. And I'm going to play part 2. But take a listen to part 1 of what Ryback had to say about Triple H uh, I guess coming back from the dead. I don't know, because Triple H said he was at 1%, and Ryback said that he told him what he said to his face. But wait, there's more. Part 2 coming up.
Very big on being honest and transparent. And again, when the heart incident happened, if you go back and look at my Twitter, I put out a nice message with that, and he was all right, luckily. And I don't know the details of anything other than, he's alive and doing better than he was, right? But it's you got to understand that I'm honest, and it's nothing. I've already told him that to his face.
Yeah, so the many problems of Ryback and Vinnie Mac. And yeah, so I don't know, guys, but there's definitely more to this story. More to be done in this whole situation here. And yeah, so I don't know. I just, seeing this clip again, and after everything I said, like it makes more sense on why Ryback is in this situation. And I don't know. I see them. Well, now that Triple H, I don't see Triple H even staying with the company that is. I think that I think that Triple H time in WWE is over. Clearly, from wrestling and everything else that's he's involved in. But I don't think that specifically Ryback would get his wish anytime soon if he's still waiting on anything. I think the water is as they say dead in under the bridge or whatever. And so I don't know. But what I do know is that Ryback is very vocal, and this is definitely not going to be the end of whatever the situation is. Yeah, I'm gonna play that video in full. The one with Ryback talking, the nonsense. Well, not the nonsense, but you know what I mean. Yeah, and like I said, I also have a clip of Ryback talking about alleging of steroids. And this is from an old DTA podcast episode, so a lot going on in a nutshell. But yeah, so and also coming up, Ryback is he's. I'm just gonna say that when this story came out, and I remember this is when the whole well, I think this one is before, but there was another story that came out a while ago during COVID. Obviously, we're still in COVID, but saying like in the sense of that like when Vinnie Mac was clearly not around, there was a lot of reports going on, and I remember specifically that Ryback decided to hop on social media, and he said some things, and clearly we all picked it up and whatnot and ran with it. And so basically he was alluding to the fact that Vince is not around because his health is ailing, and I was just like, well, if anyone would know anything, I don't know, Ryback would, but he was missing for quite some time. And I just think that, like, you know, how can I say this? When there's smoke, there's fire. I don't think Vince is obviously sick, but I don't know what Ryback knows. Again, like, I feel like when people share these close spaces with other people, like, we don't know. Maybe Vinnie Mac is shooting up. Allegedly, we're gonna say allegedly. Hold on. Hold on. I need my allegedly drop. Hold on. Where is my allegedly? Excuse me. Okay, now I sound like what's her name? Vicky. Vicky. Excuse me. Okay? No. Alleged. Group. Oh gosh. Right, I'm just gonna leave it there and upload this. Okay, guys, I'm always multitasking, aren't I? I'm just a yeah. So as I said, alleged. We're gonna leave it there. And yeah, so this is just so messy because it's like when we come back from this break, this is gonna be a lot. And what? And I mean, listen, anything that this company does to these wrestlers, I always say that these wrestlers are warranted to clap back. And even though it may, come off one way or the other, like, again, like I said, we're just not. I just hope we all take that into consideration that we're not in these people's shoes. So when things like right now, there's a lot going on right now in WWE specifically with just everything, if you want to call it out. And so just a lot. Like even with last week's episode about taking the initiative when Wesley and not Wesley, Nash Carter and Kimberly. I spoke about it like we're not in these people's lives. And we're all on social media just putting our opinions out there, but there's real shit happening, and like I said, about what's his face, Vinnie Mac, I mean, it's all alleged, so we're not gonna sit here and try. Thank you. We're not gonna do that. But what I will say is, again, I don't think this is gonna be solved. First of all, I don't think this is gonna be solved at all. I don't know if he'll get his answers, but I'm sure he's not going to stop talking. And I guess that's the crappy part for Vinnie Mac because I'm sure the last thing that WWE wants is a wrestler like Ryback who can bring a lot of eyes and attention to any situation, and that's the one thing WWE don't want: negative press. As some people always say, they don't want negative press, and it's like, really? Have you seen this company? I mean, are you serious? Are you sure they don't want negative press? It seems like that's all they do. It's just like, well, that's WWE for you. But yeah, guys. So as I mentioned, coming up, we are going to talk about more about this latest breakdown of what had happened. As I said, Ryback is talking, he responds. We also are going to dive back into the many, many issues of Ryback and WWE, that being Hunter, because now he's known as Hunter. Triple H is gone. Triple H is dead, God. Well, oh my God, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like dead as in like retired wrestling. Oh my God. Okay, so yes, there you go. And we're going to talk about this story here where did Ryback, excuse me? Ryback said he wished Vinnie Mac was dead. Como? So yeah, a lot is happening, guys. Let me see if I can pull up this thing here. This because I mean, listen, before we go to break, I want to read this to you guys, and then we're gonna dive into the story. And of course, I have a little wrestle gossip clip to add to this. And so yeah, let's go. So this is the story right here, guys. This is the tea that we're coming back to, right back, basically saying, and this is in 2020. Like, so much has happened, and I think we all ignored it. Like, we all ignored the shit, and it's just like, now it's all making sense. I mean, so yeah, guys, we're gonna talk about that and so much more when we come back here. You guys, I can't. This is too much. This is too much. This is just too much. Um, I can. But again, if you guys want to support the channel, you guys can support the channel at buymeacoffee.com/DTA podcast, all in the lower third there. You guys can sign up, become a member. You can send some tips, donate, whatever you want. The people that do become members, you are eligible to win free merch. So remember those words, free merch. We'll be rolling. Hold on. Okay. These damn headphones. All right. So we'll be rolling out merch real soon. And the ones that subscribe, our loyal subscribers will be the first to get the dibs. But yeah, guys, so all that and so much more. And we're live here at Wrestle Gossip. And we will be right back after these messages.
Very big on being honest and transparent. And again, when the heart incident happened, if you go back and look at my Twitter, I put out a nice message with that, and he was all right, luckily. And I don't know the details of anything other than, he's alive and doing better than he was, right? But it's you got to understand that I'm honest, and it's nothing. I've already told him that to his face. Why did I leave WWE? I left WWE in 2016. I walked out on a multi-million-dollar contract. I was not happy, but ultimately, the number one reason why I didn't leave is because I was hurt. I needed a 5-disc fusion and shoulder replacement on my right shoulder. I did not know that at the time. The WWE had been giving me Toradol, a drug called Toradol for pain, every single day for years to cover it up, along with cortisone that ate away my entire shoulder. I had real bad pain every day, and just something instinctually inside of me told me I needed to get out of that environment. And I left. And I walked out, and that was it. My contract expired on August 8th, 2016. I wasn't fired, I wasn't released. There's a lot of lies, but I promise you, I'm going to be back better than ever.
Honey, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, listen, that's exactly what I just said, and to that notion, we're gonna get to the story that we spoke about right before we left. But I also want to get into this hilarious uh situation here, courtesy of Wrestle Comments. Ooh, some good gospel there. So let's take a look at what happened this last time on Wrestle Comments. Now this is this was for those that need the reference. Let's take a look at the clip again. But this is Goldberg preparing for his match in Saudi Arabia. So, this is the tweet, and I mean the Instagram message you guys can see right there with you had Nia Jax and Apollo Crews Kaplan over Goldberg. And again, shout out to Wrestle Comments. You guys can follow at Wrestle Comments on Twitter and at Wrestle Comments HQ on Instagram. Yeah, so I just hilarious stuff. I'm going to be sharing more of this stuff. You guys can again follow at Wrestle Comments. Yeah, so back to the show. Yeah, so where were we again? Oh, right back, talking crap. And so we're gonna get into the situation that we spoke about before we left when he was talking about the Vinnie Mac and but as you guys saw there in the clip, during the commercial break, that the last clip that Ryback, said that he felt a certain way. His body was out of shape, and they weren't doing nothing to help him. And I cannot tell you how many times I've heard of those stories. Yeah, thank you. How many times I heard those stories and wanted to just compare. What the? Let me fix this. I hate when this thing does. What? Restream? What's happening? Okay, got it. So let's just get to it. Let's just get right to it. So you guys heard that clip. And I make sure to you know what? I'm gonna hold that clip. I'm gonna hold it because I'm gonna play it again. The Ryback leaving WWE. But before I do that, I was gonna play another clip. Before I do that, let me make sure I have this damn story. And okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so remember the story that I was saying earlier about, see, this is Vince McMahon health isn't doing so well. And this came out in late 2020. And he says, see, Ryback is so freaking shady. And so he goes and says here on this was in December of 2020, guys. Once again, we are live here. You're listening to watching, or you can listen whichever. Depending, some people may listen while they are workout. But That would be cool though. But Ryback said here that in December 26, 2020, not too long ago, despite the pain and frustration that WWE has caused me since walking away, I want to love their way towards at Vince McMahon, as I've as I've heard his health isn't the great these days. Hopefully he can find his strength to overcome. He can witness me kicking his ass fully. So I don't know what that means. And like I said, Ryback is the biggest troll of himself. And so it's just interesting. But like I said earlier, he did say that his health wasn't doing well. And this is clearly right before he said that his death would be the best for the industry and it'll be a better place when he passes. So that was the headline there. Shout out to Hill by Nature. But if you don't want to hear it from me, I'll have you guys take it from Ryback himself. Roll it. Yes. So as you guys can see, shout out to Wrestle Gossip. As you guys can see, that is the headline there. That is the from Ill by Nature. It's September 2020, as I just mentioned in the other article. The Sports Rush said about December 2020. He said that Vinnie Mac's health isn't doing so well. September before that, he said that this right here. I read it loud and clear. It says it was always a talent. He just created a platform as a human circus that that he modified from his father. The guy is a piece of shit. Can't stress this enough. World to be a better place when he passes. This isn't wishing death, but stating an opinion I believe to be true. I don't know about that, Ryback. I mean, listen, this was years ago, but I think I'm gonna read it again, and let's see if I'm at the same thing. Actually, let's read the whole article. How about that? So shout out to Hill by Nature, one of my favorite wrestling sites, aside from Cage Side Seats. And then it's maybe like, listen, first of all, I know everyone runs the figure four line and Fightful that charges people for stuff that comes out like an hour later, whatever that is. Listen, I'm not. Don't quote me. First of all, this is Wrestle Gossip, so I am gossiping for the girls out there, all the wrestler girls out there who and boys, us gays, everyone, we say things, girls, whatever, but okay, forgive me. But, all the allies and people out there who get on Twitter and I see, I don't know their sexuality. I'm just saying, I'm speaking as a gay man, but I see people out there expressing their dismay, rightfully so, because I wouldn't want to pay for nothing either that comes out an hour later. So I don't know. Listen, I didn't say it. That's what the streets are saying. Okay. All right. So so he did not wish Vinnie Mac. Wait, hold on. Wait, okay. See, this first of all, okay. Oh, I'm a mess right now. First of all, for those that don't know me personally, normally I wear glasses, so I clearly can't see what I'm typing. I'm like, what am I reading here? Because what did I type? He wished Vinnie Mac death. Let's see if it works now. Okay. All right. It looks much better now. What did I have up there before? So, okay. All right. See, multitasking. Yeah. So he's not wishing it. So he says. First of all, this article came out 2020 September, and it says during a Twitter Q&A, he didn't know anything back about speaking about Vince McMahon. and Triple H. Once again, the many issues between Ryback and this company, specifically him and two people, that being Hunter and his stepdaddy. I mean stepdaddy, granddaddy. Well, no, father-in-law. There you go. So, right, these two. And I don't know anymore. I'm just, honestly, like, let's finish this article here because Ryback, he calls us out. He calls out the IWC guys. He says, "You all been brainwashed to think that Vince is some sort of genius." Listen, first of all, I've been saying this. I have been saying this Ryback forever. Okay? I have been saying this forever. And nobody wants to listen to me. Everyone sit there and want to go on social media and claim who's the most genius of geniuses and no, Tony Khan and da da da. And it's like, no, can we stop that? Like, just Vince McMahon is not a genius. Tony Khan is not a genius. Okay, I said it. There, I said it. And I don't want no AEW bots because I heard you guys come with the fire. Y'all don't want that smoke from me. Let's keep it cute. So, back to the article here. He says, as I quote, "You've all been brainwashed to think that Vince is some sort of genius." Ryback stated, "The guy is as corrupt as a lot of other greedy businesses profiting for bad and need to wake the F up." Ryback believes Vince McMahon created a human circus and stated that the world will be a better place when he passes. He noted he doesn't wish death upon Vince McMahon, but has given his opinion. And it says here, lastly, when asked if he believed Triple H could run the WWE better than Vince McMahon, he referred to him as, oh. All right, so after I read this part, and then we play part two of what he has said, after the, fast forward to the current time, guys, I know, like I said, I'm taking you back and forward, but so this is the last part of going back, I think. I don't know. But so he says here that when asked if Triple H will run the company better when Vince McMahon is gone, quote unquote, because he doesn't want him dead, he just wants him gone. He says, and remember, guys, remember now, this is all alleged. Allegedly. Yes, thank you, Wendy. So, well, actually, not alleged in the sense of like what he said, but alleged in the sense of just everything. I don't know. So, I'm trying to make sure nothing flies back my way here. So, he says, when asked if he believes Triple H will run the WWE better than Vince McMahon when he's gone, he says he referred to Triple H as Pussy Paul. I cannot. I hate it. Okay, so, oh man, I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, where do I go from here? Okay, so, I just can't. Okay, so yeah, let's get to these other two stories on how Ryback is now like the biggest disappointment. Oh wow. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, so I don't even know where to go from here, guys. I just that really threw me off. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So I'm pulling up this next story here. And as I pull this story up, we're gonna go and take another quick break, and I'm gonna share the steroid story with you guys. And give my beliefs and all that stuff. Oh man. So yeah, guys, I didn't forget about the story that everyone knows about that kicked it all off. And yeah, so we're gonna talk about it, and I still have yet to give my thoughts on this, but you guys remember this? Shout out to Sportster. So yeah, this is right back. He put this tweet out last year April. Oh my goodness, last year April, a year ago. Wow, look at this. Right back a year later, here you are, still irrelevant. So 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 yeah. Right. I don't know. I just we're gonna get to that story. We're gonna get to that story. But right now, what we're gonna get to, because the man said he wanted Vinnie Mac dead. Right? You guys saw that, and you read the thing. In case you didn't, guess what? Cause I didn't do all the damn work for nothing. Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. You're gonna say what? What? This guy? No, you stop it. You're not gonna do it. Yes, I am. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again because you know why? It's important. So here you go. Okay, that felt better. So now that you guys know, and I continuously look at my work because I'm annoying. So yeah, we're gonna take another break. But before we take a break, I just want to say, uh, and I just want to say that there's a lot of issues, as I said, that goes on with this company. And and so I just think that when you're with a company like WWE for so long, specifically like Ryback or anyone that's a major star, like you go through a lot of trials and tribulations and a lot of things we don't know about. So do I believe that like I said, there is a lot of hurt there. I mean, you heard the man in that clip, like he said that WWE had him shoot up stuff to the point where his shoulder was not existent. And you know what? Just because I'm gonna play that clip again too, and you know, let me see. Hold on. Let me try this one more time while I'm talking to you guys. Let me see if I could go on Insta, because this is some BS. Let me try it again. Let me see. Create new broadcast. Click. I clicked it. Let's see what happens. It still says no signal. Like, what's the T? I'm not start your broadcast now. I did. Let me see. Did I do? Am I not connected? Is that what it's saying? Unable to connect. Why? Let's try it again. Sending data, and unable to connect. What happened? Hmm. Anyway, oh wait, we're not on Twitch. God damn it! Wait a minute. That thing on Twitch. Oh my gosh, I'll bring it on Twitch when we come back. Why am I not connected to this stupid thing? This is so annoying. Maybe they changed the password, the key. Let me see. All right, guys. So as I said, the show's a mess. But I just believe that Ryback, he clearly did this for a reason, and whether we like it or not, we have to respect it. And I know that's a lot to ask in this society now, but that's how he feels, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But what I do know is that, let me see if I can post it right now. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think we may have something here, guys. Wait a minute. It's sending data. And I think we are live on Instagram right now. Yeah. So this is gonna be interesting. Oh, let me get on Twitch too. Wait, hold on. Okay, Twitch will come after. Okay, I can't do everything. All right. Wait, let me double check. Hold on. Yep. We're live. Oh my God, I told everyone I'd be live at 10. Here it is after 12. I don't even know what's happening right now. Let me take down this lower third. No one can read anything on Instagram because they got this stupid portrait mode and stuff. All right, I'm gonna be losing my mind real quick. Don't mind me. All right, so yeah, we're live on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And we're gonna be Twitch soon. They'll get the second or last half of the show. So I apologize for everyone on Instagram who is checking in now and let me enable comments. Who's popping in and seeing what's going on here. And so it's this thing is sorted. You know, we've been talking for about an hour and a half, and just speaking about this Ryback situation and stuff, and how he basically kind of just continued to ruin his career. But you know, this man takes it on the chin, and as I said, I don't think he's gonna stop. And yeah, and coming up, we're gonna talk about this story here, where Ryback is just continued to get L's. And what happened since? We took you guys back. We took you back on a little journey before, and now we're coming, you know, back to the future. I mean, the present, if you will. And so, the story continues. But I promise you guys the story of Ryback, you know, with this whole alleged steroid situation. So before we do that, let's listen again to why he left WWE, and then I'm gonna play the follow clip after that on what had happened when he decided to spill the beans even furthermore, and basically kind of alluded to what he said. And I'm not well. Interesting, because he said it a while ago, but then he continues to say it. And you know, when people keep speaking the truth, believe them. And I'm not even gonna quote anyone, but just believe them.
Why did I leave WWE? I left WWE in 2016. I walked out on a multi-million-dollar contract. I was not happy, but ultimately, the number one reason why I didn't leave is because I was hurt. I needed a 5-disc fusion and shoulder replacement on my right shoulder. I did not know that at the time. The WWE had been giving me Toradol, a drug called Toradol for pain, every single day for years to cover it up, along with cortisone that ate away my entire shoulder. I had real bad pain every day, and just something instinctually inside of me told me I needed to get out of that environment, and I left. And I walked out, and that was it. My contract expired on August 8th, 2016. I wasn't fired, I wasn't released. There's a lot of lies, but I promise you, I'm going to be back better than ever.
So, real quick, I just want to also add that, you know, when I was talking about this story, I had no idea about all this other stuff. So keep that in mind when you hear me talking about this, because clearly the passion is going to be a little different. You know, because all this stuff back then was still, you know, hearsay, and now, as I just said in the last, you know, before the last break, like I believe this story, this situation here, and I believed it then too. back to Vince Logic. Now, to follow up on all that, guys, we have the initial story that blew up on mainstream media, which we just spoke about, the steroid scandal that blew up in the 90s. And, that is what started the whole, WWE getting to mainstream media, not necessarily in a good light. And thankfully, Vinnie Mac was able to pull it back together. But, things still happen the way they do. And, if you don't believe that what I am saying to you guys, if you don't believe this, I would like for you guys to listen to this next clip here. And that will be clip 7B for my engineer, and listen to what a former WWE superstar says about this company.
Ryback went on to tweet about other things WWE does that the fans might not know about: give multiple drugs to their wrestlers to keep them going. He tweeted, "Another major issue is the company pumping talent full of cortisone, Toradol, and other drugs to keep talent going week to week, wrestling 4 to 5 times at a high level. There is a better way than their current model, and it must be found." This is a very interesting and heavy allegation to throw down, but Ryback has not been shy whatsoever about WWE's policies as of late.
And we are back. So we started the show with Miro, and we're going to end the show with Miro, but we're going to talk about Miro's wife. That is correct. And those that are there, like, oh, come on, Eric, like, what more can you say that really was just like, what the hell? So, I mean, listen, if you follow wrestling, you know what's going on. You can tell when things are work. You can tell when things are serious. And right now, clearly the question about Lana is what's going on, because so Miro, who is, as I mentioned, definitely going to be everywhere in the coming months and weeks. I cannot wait to see what he does in AEW. But right now, as I said, he's calling out a certain superstar, and this story is coming out. Shout out to you guys here at Wrestle Talk, Liam Winnert. This story was posted today, and so AEW superstar, star. Superstar is I guess relatively stuck with WWE, but whatever. Superstar, star, they don't own everything, contrary to belief. Sorry, Vinnie Mac. And so AEW star Miro has said that the fellow star owes him $75,000 after announcing he was fined by the promotion this past week. Those that follow the story that's going on, Miro has been on a rampage. Miro was fined in the storyline for attacking Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. He now says Cassidy owes him that debt. Cutting a promo on his YouTube channel, The Bulgarian said, over the past few weeks, I wanted the world to understand a few things about me, to remember who I am, because all the talk about Miro's on Twitch playing games, Miro's on YouTube, Miro's building his social media empire. You're damn right, I am. Successful people figured out that life is just about numbers, ratings, likes, subscribes, earnings, all that matters. You think the world is run by smart people? No, excuse me, it's run by influencers. That's why I'm in AEW. I can be influential and on Twitch and YouTube. I'm also here to hurt people, make money, and look pretty doing it.
Always pitch that there's this brass ring, this imaginary brass ring, that I already told you what to do with that brass ring.
So we are back. We are live. Welcome back, everyone, to Wrestle Gossip, presented to you by DTA Podcast. Here, we're live here, Sunday Night Wrestling. We're now late into the morning. Well, not late in the morning, early in the morning. You know what I mean. Anyway, about to wrap this show up real quick. So we got a couple stories here, but one of the stories that I want to get to real quick is the follow-up to what Ryback, as we spoke earlier with the tweet of it all. And as you guys know, we spoke a lot about that following the backlash of his tweets. It's let's just say things have continued, and excuse me, as I said earlier, that he basically continued with that first clip. He spoke more. So without further ado, I want to get to that clip, and then we get to these last two stories. And I just want to promote the last story. And basically, Ryback is not holding his tongue. And basically, listen, when I saw the story, I was like, okay, this makes sense. And I don't think that this is because he feels that, because of what everything we spoke about, that he's just, and though some people probably will run to that, and that's just because he left or whatever kind of thing, and he'll never fit AEW, possibly. And yes, it's about AEW. There I go, I dropped the dime, right? But, I think what he's saying here is, I also see that Ryback is very selective on who and what and how he talks about things. Listen, I'm not going to sit there and act like that he's not, someone that knows what he's doing or saying. But this one here, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting, and because I'm assuming he's talking about long term. But so we got that tweet. But like I said, coming up, we're going to talk about what Ryback believes in AEW, and he's speaking about a certain wrestler. And there you got it right there. What he sees in Warlow. And he believes in AEW beating WWE. Could it be just someone very negative? Who knows? But there goes the tweet right there, guys. You end up being the biggest disappointment for me personally from loving you growing up, but I wish you well retirement and future health. So I don't know, but this is what he had to say in totality.
I'm being honest and transparent. And again, when the Hart incident happened, if you go back and look at my Twitter, I put out a nice message with that, and he was all right, luckily. And I don't know the details of anything other than, he's alive and doing better than he was, right? But you got to understand that I'm honest, and it's nothing. I've already told him that to his face with that. That was a positive message, wishing him well in retirement and good health with that. And there's a portion of people that are going to latch onto things and try to be hateful and negative, and they want to just create controversy, and it's great for all the dirt sheets, right? Because I did put that part in there, but it was the truth. And I told him that to his face before I left up there, and he put his head down and he looked like he was ashamed, which I don't know if he has feelings or not, but that's what happened. And that's me speaking honestly from a kid that loved him.
So yeah, that was a whole clip right there. And I sent a lot of passion there. I sent a lot of frustration, of anger, clearly at the dirt sheets. We all hate the dirt sheets, right? Who does not like the dirt sheets? So they say, even though wrestlers are just like celebrities, dropping dimes when they have to. So whatever. I was about to call him Miro. Ryback. Clearly, I need to wrap this damn show up. But that's not the point. The point is that like I sense a lot of feelings there, and that's warranted. And speaking of warranted, I mean, listen, the tweet says it all. But was it warranted? Was Ryback, or should we say, is Ryback anger warranted after what had happened? I think so. And hear me out. I think so, because for the simple fact that, again, he experienced this. We did not. He has been and currently still is, to my knowledge, a trained professional wrestler. And again, we are not. And we want to keep acting like, as fans, that we know everything, or pundits or whatever it is. But this tweet kind of summed up everything that he just said. And I don't know Ryback either. I don't know if he has feelings either. But what I know, I can tell what emotions feel like for someone who's dealing with mental health and whatnot. So that was a lot of emotions in the tweet, in the video, which is why, as I said, it's not going to go away. He doesn't hold his tongue, and he is speaking up about what he believes in, that AEW will take over as a top promotion. But first, let's get to this story. This story came out in January of this year. Shout out to Ringside, about Ryback saying he compared the match between Wardlow and CM Punk to his match with CM Punk. Way to jump into the conversation, right? And so Ryback goes on here, and he says basically to on Twitter, that is, and about on the Ryback show, and oh yes, he said on the Ryback show. Sorry, guys, not Twitter. On the recent Ryback show, he talked about similarities between him and CM Punk, and Hell in a Cell 2012. I think what they're doing with Wardlow is working. I don't believe he should have taken the pinfall. I believe you could have achieved everything that they did, which I thought that was good, and I understood why they did it by continuing the story with him and MJF on the turn eventually with that. And he goes on and says he's getting over. It took time with him, but I thought this is how he should have been booked from day one, in my opinion. But it is still working because people are getting behind it. He's wrestling how he should be wrestling. He goes on and says, basically, I am talking firsthand because when I was red hot, I did not need to be taking a pinfall to CM Punk. It did nothing for me. It does nothing for anyone to take a pinfall by him, by the way, in this day and age with him. That's just my opinion. Ooh. So I'm saying Ryback is very, very, very shady. And, to that point, like, he gets what he deserves, and like I said, I think he's the biggest troll of all, to be honest with you. And so, he does this to himself, and that's why I said I think that he's genuinely okay with this. He's genuinely okay with the fact that he is where he's at, and I don't know. I just think that like with people like that, like sending a tweet like this, like you put yourself in these situations, and he's okay with you know I guess speaking his mind, and rightfully so. Uh, what I what I want to know is when someone does, because I mean, listen, you can't say that Tony Khan is not watching or whatever, and or listening and hearing to what Ryback has to say, and I don't know. I don't know who This is the problem when you do speak up, you do become a little bit of it becomes you in a sense. Like and Ryback, like who wants to work with you moving forward? So that would be interesting to see. But he believes a lot in Wardlow, and clearly he also believes a lot in AEW here. Shout out to the Sportster for this story here. And it says there's no secret that Intercontinental Champion, and this came out when AEW was first around. Look at that, in 2020. So he believes in AEW. He says WWE will soon be overtaken by AEW. I don't know how true that is now, but and oh wow, yeah. So he also goes here and talks about taking him to court, because he's obviously, as I said earlier, trying to get his name. So that's interesting. I think the interesting story is like if he still is trying to get his name with this. I mean, listen, AEW has a long way to go to take over WWE, so I'm not gonna sit there and like yeah, do it. But I do think AEW is taking over in some senses of uh demographics, whatnot. We could compare all that in another show. But anyway, I think it's interesting. Yes, this sounds a little vindictive, a little jaded, whatever. And it was 2020. I'm sure he probably still feels the same way. And so it's just interesting. I mean, listen, he's a grown man, and I'll leave it there. But yeah, listen. I think, like I said, his anger, frustration is definitely warranted. The question is what happens from here, and I don't know. But I will say this: it's interesting that shout out to the Sportster for this one here. And this article came out this month, fresh off the press, and basically it it basically says everything that we're feeling right now. Basically, feed us less. How Ryback went from WWE superstar to hated Twitter villain. And it goes on and says here, and it says about the Triple H retirement and what Ryback said when he went to Twitter. And it says here Ryback was once WWE's biggest act. Ryback was part of one of the biggest moments in recent wrestling history as a member of Nexus. In 2020, they shocked the world with their terrorizing Raw debut, in a faction that included Wade Barrett and Daniel Bryan. However, Ryback didn't get much attention. Worse, he wasn't even Ryback yet, but stuck with the moniker Skip Sheffield. I don't remember this. He had the look and potential, but he hadn't received the right gimmick to make it all work. Then it changed in 2012. After disappearing for over a year due to a broken ankle, he came back repackaged as Ryback, a play on his first name, Ryan, and his similar build to Silverback Gorilla. Ryback became a fan favorite with his Feed Me More catchphrase, an impressive shell-shock finisher, and undefeated streak. He reminded fans of Goldberg when his time with WWE ended in 2016. Damn. 2016, 6 years ago, he became a one-time Intercontinental Champion, but a Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk was a close as he ever came to the pinnacle. Wow. Fans and colleagues did not speak highly of Ryback. As popular as Ryback was amongst casual fans, he also widely disliked. Many fans mocked him with Goldberg and "You Can't Wrestle" chants. Reed, as a Wrestling Observer, named him the most overrated wrestler in 2012. Some of his co-workers weren't any kinder. CM Punk referred to Ryback as a steroid guy and accused him of purposely breaking his ribs and taking 20 years off his life. Wow. Mark Henry called Ryback difficult and dangerous. It should be noted that not all of his co-workers felt the way about Ryback. Chris Jericho spoke out against the post's unsafe work ethic, saying, having worked with him, I've never seen those type of things. It's always fun. Former producer Arn Anderson says he's very, very easy to work with. Ryback has been able to let go the negative, though, the criticism of his talent and lack thereof, the allegations of unsafe work, the mocking chants in the main event potential that never quite came to be, have all prepared to feed to an insecurity that gets released on social media. It says Ryback has spent his days, post WWE days, lashing out. Ain't that the truth? And it goes on and says here, soon after leaving WWE, Ryback started on podcast, using his space to air his grievances. In 2016, he called John Cena poison and a piece of shit. In 2018, during a live stream on Instagram, he asked why WWE star Rusev if he was on steroids, causing a Bulgarian brute to call out Ryback for being extremely inappropriate. In Twitter exchange with Dolph Ziggler in 2020, Ziggler responded to a diss by calling Ryback a Goldberg ripoff that no one wanted to work with. Ryback tweeted, reply, "What's next for Ziggy Michaels sitting on a gorilla under Pussy Paul's developmental?" Oh, oof. There he goes right back. He speaks 2021 last year. He went after Mark Henry, tweeting that a WWE producer had told him Mark Henry was a fat piece of you know what. Mark replied, "I could take a nap, be better than that mother effer any day of the week." Whew. We spoke about Vince McMahon. So clearly Ryback has, he even went after Mansoor for no reason at all, tweeting, "Vince McMahon, you can give Mansoor Steve Austin music and he still won't be over. Holy, SHIT, your product is effing sucks." Wow. And Mansoor had the best responses, asking, "What promotion you'd like to see me return to in 2021? And that's what's lead us here to this final thing here. And it goes on, it says here, it's a shame that Ryback turned to such a hate. He was never going to be one of the all-time greats. He was never going to be a champion. Still, he made it to the biggest stage of all. He was a success. Fans loved him. For him to pass his shortcomings on to everyone else, to blame others for what he what he didn't achieve is, unfortunately, what so many of us are going to remember of him. Now, so, listen, again, to my final question here, was Ryback's anger warranted after what happened? I don't know. What happened? Seemed like Ryback just lost his shit and went on rampage, if you will. How interesting, right? I don't know, guys. All I know is that it's not over. As long as this man got a phone and a podcast and Twitch, where I clearly pulled the video from, and we never went on Twitch. Oh my god. Okay, well, clearly I'm still a mess. Am I live on Instagram? No, I turned it off. Okay, thank gosh. Okay, all right. I need to go. No. Thank you all for watching this episode, whether you're watching the recap or live, popping in, popping out. I know that's how you guys do. Didn't mean to go on for 2 hours, but this is what happens when you do the gossip and you do it thoroughly on one topic. Look at that. Just shows you how much of a mess this man is. Once again, I want to have everyone, you can follow us on our links there. And yeah, I think, like I said, there's more to come from this. Again, this has been an interesting episode here of Sunday Night Wrestling hashtag WrestleGossip edition. And wait, okay, there we go. Right. So I'm pressing the wrong button. Yeah, so I enjoyed this, chatting with you guys and spilling the tea here, Wrestle Gossip, talking about the messiness of this guy Ryback and all that good stuff. What's to come next, we don't know, but was it warranted? You guys tell me your thoughts. You can tweet us at DTA Podcast. You can tweet me at EJPCO Corner. Make sure you guys go tweet at Suplex Diva 101. Happy birthday. Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode. And I'm going to end out with this very interesting clip. Speaking of what had happened, you guys could take a look at Ryback making a fool of himself. Like I said, he's the biggest troll of trolls. And I'm going to call this whole thing Feed Me More Popcorn, and you'll see why in the clip here. I want to thank everyone for watching. Again, if you guys want to support us, you can support us at buymeacoffee.com/ DTA podcast. As I mentioned, we have merch coming, so much more great stuff coming out down the line. We also have our new single. Yes, a single for the podcast. Coming out, Mean What We Say, featuring Splash T, aka Flex City. Yes, happy birthday, girl. I can't wait to put that track out. We got so much fire coming for you guys this year. Weekly episodes coming in May. All that great stuff, guys. So once again, I want to thank you all. And see you guys in the next video.